So when a band release a retrospective or greatest hits, it's usually the start of the end. It's a fact. Bands bring them out, they fall apart the week after.
Finished a long fucking time ago. We're just doing it for the money.
We always get badgered about in interviews about best-ofs. And I've never been one for greatest hits, but the best-of's not... They're not so bad. Well, no, because...
No matter which way you fucking go around it, it's the fucking same thing.
No, Champagne Supernova's not been a hit, has it?
True.
You know, a lot of bands' first singles, they're kind of finding their feet a bit, you know. We hit the ground running with that one. That song, at the time it came out, separated us from every other single band in the country, who were all still immersed in irony. It's still a blinder to me. It still sounds like it was written and recorded yesterday.
I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic.
It was written and recorded in one night in Liverpool. We went in to do a demo of Bring It On Down from the gig, and we couldn't get it right, and we had to have something. And I went in the back room and wrote Supersonic in about half hour, recorded it the rest of the night. And that's the rough mix. It was never remixed either. A magical night. It was brilliant.
So who picked the tracks?
I did.
And then presented them?
No, I just fucking done it, and that was it.
That's not true.
He didn't present it. That's the first time I've fucking seen him.
That's not true.
Because you said you floated the idea, and I don't really see Oasis sitting in a meeting, you know, around a big floating idea, is it? That's how it happens.
No, we don't have...
There's never an Oasis meeting.
We don't.
It's just an Noel Gallagher meeting.
We've only... That's not true either. I never realised how good it was until we went out and played it live. All the gigs all around the world, people were going bananas for that song, and that never nearly made it onto Don't Believe the Truth, never mind this.
Look, for you playing that live then,
yeah,
is that
I
your
love
favourite?
it, man. I love it. I love fucking guitars, I love the drums, I love the vocals, I love it all, mate. It's dead easy, it's not cryptic or anything, it's just an out and out fucking great rock and roll tune. If you don't like that kind of thing, then get the fuck out of it, you know what I mean? That's the way I see it when I sing it.
The last time he came to a meeting, he insisted he would come in the room and he said,
Dyed hair, ginger.
"What are you all talking about?" And we're talking about this. He said, "Well, let's talk about this apple." He picked the apple out of a fruit bowl and says to Emma, "What's this apple for? What's it for?" And she went, "It's for fucking eating." And he went, "Oh, I'm getting off." And that was it.
This one's called Talk Tonight. Fucking yabbing that or what, man?
When we were on our first tour of America, and funnily enough, me and the singer had a falling out. And I'd got the needle and got my passport back off the tour manager and said, "Right, that's it, I'm fucking out of here." And got in a taxi and went to San Francisco and then to Las Vegas, and just had a bit of a lost week, and wrote that song and Half the World Away and It's Good to Be Free.
But I wanna talk tonight.
But was it not a couple that persuaded you to rejoin Oasis when you were in Las Vegas? That's the story. And you wrote Talk Tonight based on that conversation. Just a random couple said you gotta stay in Oasis.
No, it was I managed to get hold of a copy of, I think it's the Melody Maker, and we'd already booked this tour in England, and it had all sold out, and there was an advert and all the gigs had sold out, and I kind of met up with this girl, and she was going, "You'd be fucking mad if it's all blowing up over there," you know. And I was like, "Yeah, man, fuck it."
So if you hadn't met that girl, would you inevitably been back with Oasis a week later, or is that an important meeting if you talk about a retrospect?
No, I'd have gone. Of course, I'd have gone back. What were they going to do without me? Fucking bonehead takeover or something. Fucking don't think so.
Liam, what would you have done without him if he came back?
Fuck knows. Fuck knows, who knows? Who cares, because he's back.
Is there a story to be told in the tracks that you picked, a definitive timeline?
To me, the songs that are on it are the songs that we generally have played live over the last 14 years, or however long it's been. Those are the songs that I feel is our best work.
See, do you hear that? Aye. I'd have left that out. I want to put that on there.
Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you.
It's not one of my favourites, but it is a great song.
Not to do. I don't believe that anybody.
I've heard a version of it by Ryan Adams, which I think is brilliant.
And Mike Flowers Pops covered it as well.
Yeah. Somebody on Radio 1 when they first played it said that they'd found the original Wonderwall. They played it on Radio 1 and the premise was, the blagging bastard. They found this tune from the 50s. I got a fucking phone call. I was in the States off someone going, did you know Wonderwall? And I'm going, oh yeah man, yeah. And they're going, you did write that, didn't you? Yeah.
I said maybe.
Well, there's this tune doing the rounds in England that they're claiming, and I was like, really? And somebody played it me down the phone, and I was like, you bunch of dicks. Four of us can't sit in a room and pick a track listing. I always pick the set list, and if anybody's got a problem with it, they say, right, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. It's the same with the track list, and I picked it. It all went round. I didn't get any of the usual phone calls at, 4:45 in the morning. What about Little James, man? It's fucking classic.
We'll definitely save that for when we do a fucking greatest hits.
I didn't get one of them, so I assumed that everybody was happy with it. To me, that's the archetypical Oasis song, I think. It's kind of, like the archetypical Beatles song is We Can Work It Out, where they go, that's what defines Beatle music. I think some might say defines what Oasis is.
Some might say a sunshine falls under.
That song freaks me out because it's on Morning Glory, and it doesn't. To me, when I think about it, I think of it as a one-off single on its own with Acquiesce, because it wasn't recorded at the Morning Glory sessions. It was done way before that. I wrote it up the road here in Chiswick, in a bedsit. When I was poor, I was living in Chiswick. At those points, I used to write really pissed and out of it, so I can't remember what I was thinking about. I really don't know what it's about, to be honest. But it's in there because it's our first #1 as well, and it's nobody wrote songs like that at that time with that kind of rock and roll riff, and we had that in fucking every tune was like that. It was brilliant.
So what are you calling it?
Calling it Stop the Clocks. And do you want to know why?
Well, I know, but tell everyone else.
Yeah, because
we might put a bookmark in, like that's what we've done.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Cool.
It was one of those.
If I can understand it, then fucking so can the rest of the country.
Precisely.
Don't fucking buy it and stop asking questions, you bunch of cunts. I like the structure on that tune, man, more than anything.
Everything about it is fucking amazing. Well, I'm super proud of that. It's already one of our classics, It's just so different, and it's a song about being a lazy fucker, but being proud of your own laziness and being amazed by your own laziness. And I like the sound of it, and I like the fact that it was recorded in our studio, and with no outside help from anybody, and the drums are brilliant on it, and it's a great British pop song.
So the retrospective is it seems to me very much picked from a purely musical point of view. This doesn't document the high points and low points. This documents what we think are the best tunes.
I didn't put it together because, that bit's great playing, or that's an amazing recording, because some of them are kind of quite, listening back to them, and not some of the great recordings, do you know what I mean? Some of the latest stuff is brilliantly recorded.
You want it to sound like a nice flowing record, do you know what I mean?
I think that's his best ever singing on that.
Yeah.
Well, Slide Away is everybody's favourite, and we don't play it enough live.
Funny enough, it's Paul McCartney's favourite track, isn't it?
Of all time?
Yeah,
He's always had taste that for
It's a rocking love song, man. It's fucking...
Yeah. It was quite quickly knocked off in the studio as well, and it was...
Done that in Wales, right?
Yeah, that's the one song that survived from the first ever Definitely Maybe sessions, the ones that were scrapped. That and Rock and Roll Star, I think, survived. But that should have been a single. It got to the point after Cigarettes and Alcohol came out that they wanted to release it, and it's like, you can't have 5 off a debut album. Because if you do, someone's going to have to get me a fucking Learjet, you know, because I'm not. Because if Michael Jackson's doing 5 singles albums and I have, he's got a monkey and a jet. I don't want a monkey, but I fucking want the aeroplane. I can't see anybody having a problem with the track list, and apart from there's the connoisseurs who go, "Where's It's Good to Be Free?" And it's like, well,
yeah, but going back to that though, if that's the fucking case, it's like, you know, you do these songs, they go out. There's not, you know, we're not being cunts by leaving a fucking certain tune off. That's just the way. Well, Noel is, but you know, I'm not. You know, that's just the fucking way it is. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, you've got to leave some off.
That song just keeps getting better and better for me. In the States when it come out as the 4th single off Definitely Maybe, and we kind of got a little lent on to put a 4th single out, and I wasn't into the idea at all, so I was like, 4th single, fucking hell, I don't know about that. And anyway, out it comes, and we're in Detroit. I remember it to this day because I ended up in hospital that night, and we were in Detroit and got the phone call that not only had it got in the charts, that it was the biggest selling single we'd ever had, the 4th single off Definitely Maybe. I remember putting the phone down going, now we're fucking talking here, this is going to get fucking stupid.
Where's the monkey?
Yep. Bring me the fucking chimp. Yeah. And it was kind of like, right, well, there's no going back from this now, this is going to be sensational. I remember writing it in my flat in Manchester, and 2 guys used to live above me, and on those days, being the fucking geezer that I used to write on the electric guitar with my amp in the fucking room in a block of flats on 10. And one of the guys might have worked at the Hacienda as a local crew guy or something. And I remember him once passing me in the stairs going, "You're not going to fucking write a song with that riff, are you? That's fucking rubbish." And I was going, "Listen, fat ass, it's going to be fucking amazing when it comes out." And I remember going down to the rehearsal room and written this song. And Bonehead used to always be the fucking tut-tutter, didn't he? Cigarette, no. Yeah. I remember coming out, I've got this tune called Whatever. So I go down, I've got this tune called Cigarettes and Alcohol, and he does his Cigarettes and Alcohol. It's a bit, yeah, you're going to change the title. And then I done the riff, and he's just going, whoa, whoa, you can't fucking, that's T-Rex. And I was like, I don't give a shit who it is, no one's ever going to hear it anyway, give a fuck.
yet? No, have you bought like bars or anything? Or
Bars?
invested in anything? Or he hasn't, he said.
Yeah, what, I would buy a bar.
No, not buy a bar. That's not the example. A florist, anything.
Could you imagine the phone call going, Liam, look, I know we're brothers and all that, but it's 500 grand now. You know, so you pay the fucking tab.
What's up here there, boy? Go on.
No, it's Liam. Am I still barred? Yes. It's one of our best tunes. Doesn't matter who wrote it.
Talking to the songbird yesterday, flew me to a place not far away.
I love it, man. It's fucking too cool.
Don't fucking speak about it, mate.
No, you don't say nothing fucking interesting enough. You just go, it's fucking great to get on it, or fuck off and be a dick.
So she can see, give her all the love she gives to me. Talk about
I wrote that as a one-off. I was in France, we were out in this massive fucking mansion doing our album. I went out with a guitar one day, sat under a tree, had a bit of a biblical moment, and that popped up, and that was it. Didn't do it to present, no, I just fucking wrote it. It took 3 minutes, I was all wrong, it took, and I think I wrote all the words like pretty much there and then.
a man can never dream these kind of things, especially when she came and spread her wings.
And that was that then for the bit, I got writer's block. I've only just picked the ball up.
Yeah. He wrote Little Jane's and Songbird in the same year and was just like, God, we fucking gotta go for a lie down here.
Totally.
That's fucking 6 minutes of music. I even have to push to put it into the set because he just won't have it. Do you think it drags on it's 2 minutes and 1 second long. Do you think it drags on a bit? Like, what fucking crazy drugs are you on?
This one's called a master plan. It's about being young. And you're all young, you're all making history today, never forget that.
The master plan is the master plan. We're all part of a master plan.
Take the time to make some sense of what you want to say. Cast your words away upon the waves.
Master Plan, the biggest regret I think I ever have out of any of the tunes have just been a headstrong fuckwit saying no, it's a B-side, it was written as a B-side and the B-side it shall stay. I think...
Because fucking hell, some things haven't changed then, innit?
Yeah.
You ain't got a clue what you're releasing, man.
I know, I'm an idiot. One of my favourite of my songs because there are certain songs for me that are great, but then there's the chosen few that you really fucking nail it. Like the words, the melody, the structure, everything is all the playing's brilliant, and that's one of them. Even the backwards guitar solo was so blagged it was unbelievable. It was like me and Owen turned the tape over, I hadn't got a fucking clue what I was doing, and then we switched it back and it was like, actually that's fucking pretty incredible, it's just such luck. Somebody said go and write a B-side, so that I remember with Alan McGee and going, look, you asked me to write B-sides and that's what I've come up with, and he went, but it's too good, you know, and I was going like, well I don't write shit songs, you know. Fast forward about 3 years and I'm like fucking Brief Master Plan out as a single. It's the first time we ever got close to sounding like a modern day Beatles, I think, which is what we were striving for years and years and years. I was pretty uninspired at the time about letting the music up. Go let it out, it stands head and shoulders above anything else. It's a New York fucking hipster tune, man. It's up there with some of the best things I've ever done.
Didn't we have a loop on it from...
Oh, from Austin Powers.
No, it wasn't Austin. No,
It was. No, it's from Austin
No,
Powers.
it wasn't from Austin Powers. It was from Thingy. The fucking old Magic Roundabout. Not Magic Roundabout, the...
That was
Windy Miller. Remember Windy Miller? Remember Windy Miller?
You know, I remember the Magic Roundabout.
Trumpton.
No, the Magic Roundabout.
No,
Remember
it was
the
Windy
Magic
Miller.
Roundabout?
Trumpton.
There was the bit in the middle where before it goes into the go let it out bit, there was lots of sound effects.
Oh, it was the bollocks. It's like fucking.
This is shattering everyone's fucking illusions.
But they
have you as great songwriters, and it's Trump and Austin Powers.
No, it wasn't. Austin Powers. I don't know about the Austin Powers.
No, I remember the beginning bit started with the drum loop and Austin Powers saying something like, "Kids have been taking mind-bending drugs since
I remember that.
The '60s." I mean, it was only for personal fucking use. It's never going to make it on the record.
So there's basically a Trump and bootleg.
Somewhere. All our demos are
fucking top. They're not flying about. They're in my fucking house.
They're actually quite wild.
Hidden in between a fucking apple, a sliced apple. But I'm gonna have to scoot 20 minutes.
I'll be alright. Wouldn't mean be alright.
Okay, we'll let him get off and then we'll crack on, eh?
We'll do the proper
interview.
Yeah,
we'll do the
We just go to a wide angle just for like the 2 or 3 things.
We'll tell him the real title then.
Yeah.
It was the tune, as I remember, that changed everything. It seemed to be one day we were a certain kind of band. I mean, it was written before the record deal or anything like that, and then that set off a chain reaction that everything followed from that. There was the tune that got us a record deal, really. Once McGee heard it, he was like, fuck, you know. Didn't get any more money out of the cunt, though. At the time, it was written in the middle of grunge and all that, and I remember Nirvana had a tune called I Hate Myself When I Want to Die, which I was like, well, I'm not fucking having that. As much as I fucking like him and all that shit, I'm not having that. I can't have people like that coming over here on smack fucking saying that they hate themselves and they want to die. That's fucking rubbish. And I'm not saying it was written directly as a retort to that, but that was my thinking was, fuck that, man. Kids don't need to hear that nonsense. It seemed like to me he was a guy that had everything and was miserable about it. And we had fuck all. And I still thought that getting up in the morning was the greatest fucking thing ever because you didn't know where you'd end up at night, you know. And we didn't have a pot to piss in, but it was fucking great, man.
It was nice going on stage playing that tune when you got all these other fucking indie bands like diddly diddly did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's who we were playing with at the time. You know them people.
I know the fucking people.
So it was like when we dropped that, man, you know, and I'm talking like fucking aight. When we dropped it and stuff, it was fucking, we knew we were the bollocks.
When that was released, you know, looking back over the sort of Oasis history, that was a turbulent time, wasn't it? That was arrests and all sorts and
it was fucking, being back them fucking days, man.
It was kind of a soundtrack for it, though.
Taking the kids to school, I'm gonna fucking leather fucking someone tomorrow at the fucking about 9:15 tomorrow just to get back in the papers and back them handcuffs on me. You know what I mean? The feeling of having them handcuffs, man, brought out the gayness in me.
Every time we play it, it's brilliant. When he sings the first line every night, it's kind of, you know, you're at a fucking gig there. That's why I always play it early on. It's like, it's fucking gonna kick off here now. Nobody at the record company had any say in what we've done. Now, usually when that happens, it's kind of like, all right, see the bald guy, he's got to go, right? And there's been none of this shit about drugs because now you're working for the fucking man and you're a commodity. We didn't give a shit. We just documenting where we were at, and we were doing shitloads of fucking drugs at the time. And that was shocking, you know, like the drugs is like having a cup of tea quote. There were TV crews outside my house for 3 days after that. Michael Howard, then Home Secretary, was like, he should be kicked out of OASIS the same as Brian Harvey was kicked out of E17. Really? Well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? You know, the bonehead going in, yeah, we've had a meeting and you're a fucking liability. You've got to fucking go. You know what I mean?
Like Brian Harvey.
But I'm sorry, but you've got to fucking go. And but now, inject crack up your fucking arsehole and washing up liquid into
you know what
I mean? Back in the day, we were like public enemy number 1 and 2.
You bought a boat? Is it a boat?
A boat?
Aye.
No.
It's mental.
I've got a boat. I've got a boat. I never bought it though. It came with an house that I purchased.
Seriously?
Yeah.
This is one for a friend of mine at the back.
it's quite a melancholy song about leaving.
So
all
opening
those
line,
songs around that time, around the Definitely Maybe time, are all about leaving somewhere and arriving somewhere else, and it's all going to be fucking great in the end.
I would like to leave this city, 'cause this old town don't smell too good. I can feel the morning sun running around my mind.
They said they'd done this sitcom thing, and they wanted to use an Oasis song. I'd have thought they'd have Married with Children. I would have thought would have been a better bet, but they asked permission and we've seen it. The Royal Family before. Although I still think it's one of the best things. Jim Royal is an absolute hero of mine. And
the silences, man, I love that.
Yeah.
They can't give me the dreams of the mind anyway. Half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel now.
there's a real early one. It kind of documents that period of like, right, I'm leaving this place and I'm going to London. There's too many people to piss off to stay up here. You're right, lass. I guess subconsciously, we always knew we were never going to stay in Manchester. Even him
Get on the fast track to death.
thinking about buying a bar is the devil's way of saying, you got too much money.
What about you, like?
What a beat you.
Do you buy properties?
Property.
All that stuff?
No, I'd stick it in the bank.
Of course he does. He's got shit. I've got half an house. He's got about fucking 9. Lives in the smallest one. So that about.
That's not true. It's just a great song. Should have been a single. I got slagged off at the time as well, you know.
How many experience that people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high?
That's one song that we've, ever since it was released, I think we've played it every night, where possible. So that's,
It's a tune, man.
It is a tune.
Where were you while we were getting high? Sometime you will find me company for last night in a champagne supernova on the sky.
Just before we went in to record Morning Glory, it was a real great period for us. We were sat on a tour bus in Germany. We got to this hotel early, so none of the rooms were ready. So
He remembers all this
so
stuff.
we sat in the car park, right?
Are you fucking 100% sure
I am
on that?
100% sure. I put one of my houses on it. So somebody says, we're going in to do Morning Glory the next week. Have you got any tunes for the new album? And I said, well, we went up to the back line, so I'll play them for you if you want. And I played Delore and fucking Cast No Shadow and all this, and played Champagne Supernova in its entirety on acoustic guitar, and looked up and at the end, Bono was crying. You've not just written that, have you?
Sorry. I love you.
But Bono was crying, and I was looking at him thinking, you fucking soft lad, either that or it's shit. That is what defines Oasis music.
I thought you said something I'd say, did.
Yeah, but if you rewind the tape back, you'll see that I
And
say
cut-
along with that.
If you
bit.
rewind the tape back and cut that bit out.
Yeah. Wrote that on a train on the way to Loco Studios for the sessions of Definitely Maybe, doing something fucking for that. And I got stuck in the Severn Bridge and they had me acoustic guitar.
I remember that.
And you weren't there, I was on my own. I don't remember that. Because fucking hell, I wasn't just fucking sat around going, oh, this fucking, can't wait to get a fur coat, fucking top hat, furry dog, I'm gonna do the bollocks. I was taking it all in, man. I was like, yeah, pass me the guitar, yeah. What's that word, acquiesce? What does that mean? What I'm amazed by is the fact that, you know, the second verse, I only hope to say the things I wish I said, so I'll sing my soul to things. Never sings it live, ever.
What then?
Do you always forget it then?
I've never heard it before. What words are them? Well, you wrote another verse?
There's another verse in it that you just refuse to sing.
Don't refuse, man. I've never heard it.
What is it about it? You don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I've never heard it. Where them? The geezer who puts the words in front of me has obviously fucked it off.
Yeah, he just
I
had
just
control.
sing what I read, man. You know what I mean?
The geezer who puts the words in front of me.
Jason, man, you know,
He's a word midget.
it's obviously it's not there,
Well,
mate.
it squats behind the fucking monitor.
I just sing what's in front of me, mate.
That was a good moment when we recorded that in the studio. I remember thinking, fucking hell, this is going to be brilliant.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play?
That was written in an hotel room in Paris, right? And when we were just on the way to Sheffield Arena to play our first ever arena gig in 93 or 94. And I was doing it in the sound check, and I was the So Sally bit. I wasn't singing that. And he come up to me in the sound check and he went, "Are you singing So Sally Can Wait?"
No, I walked through and said, yeah, I reckon you should fucking sing So Sally Can Wait.
Right,
You know,
is that which is the truth? Did he write that lyric,
yes,
or
of
did you?
course he
Because
fucking
he said-
did. And he reckons that I was, you know...
But he said, all right, let's just say, for argument's sake,
right,
so he alluded to the fact, well, are you singing So Sally Can Wait? And I said, no, and he said, well, you should do.
so what were you singing at the time?
He was singing
I don't know, I was
fucking
singing, I don't
Jim
know,
will
I
fix
don't
it.
know.
Jim will fix it. So fucking...
I don't know, but get on this. I was at
now, innit?
I was at a gig one night and some girl come up to me and she said, real earnest, like, her name wasn't Ernest, but she said, hey, you know the song Don't Look Back in Anger? And I went, yeah, and she went, is Sally Cinnamon? And I went, oh, that's fucking brilliant, I wish I'd have fucking come up with that.
Do you know what?
Before I got
That'll
involved.
be my fucking favourite story. See, like in 2 months, what have you done recently? Oh, I did the sleeve notes thing with Oasis. Did you find out anything? Aye, Liam co-wrote Don't Look Back in Anger. Yeah. I'll have that spread around fucking Britain. And,
Wildfire.
yeah.
Top dog, rock and roll star.
That's a song that fucking never leaves my heart. Every day I wake up, man. You know what I mean? Night or day, you know what I mean? That's the way it is, man.
City, and there's no easy way out. Turn it up. The days moving just too fast for me.
Is it about him?
That would be gay, wouldn't it?
The sunshine.
Yeah, he said to me one that all your songs are about me, aren't they?
The days moving just too fast for me.
No, I wrote that in Manchester. I don't know. I think it's probably my best ever song.
I think it's the most arrogantest fucking song ever wrote. To be playing that in front of fucking 2 people.
Brilliant.
In a boardwalk.
Yeah, right at the end, down, it's just rock and roll, good night. And this going,
And people were just like, ah, you dick, and we go fucking work. We go fucking working the next day, and they were like, and it gradually got fucking, you know, look, they were the days, man, playing in front of 2 people, man, saying you're a rock and roll star.
the words, I've been blowing my own trumpet here, I've been doing for the last hour and a half, but, you know, I live
Have you?
I live my...
An hour and a half.
Well, it's better than blowing
That's
someone
fucking
else.
12 years, right?
Well, it's better than blowing someone else's trumpet. But I live my life for the stars that shine. Great, man.
The thing I get from that when I sing that, I live my life for the stars that shine, are the stars that are in the crowd, do you know what I mean? That's when I sing it, that's my, I don't know what your vibe is on it, but the stars of the crowd, do you know what I mean? That's the vibe I get from it.
I know what you're saying.
I know people take different things, I'm sorry.
But I'm more thinking of an astrological vibe. But
well, my thing was from the kids, man, in the crowd, man. That was my life. Bunch of cunts. So buy a fucking t-shirt and a poster on the way out, you fuckers.
In my mind, my dream.
So final question then. 10 years from now, will we do this chat again for the second retrospective, and can the tracks be as good from now until then?
I hope so. I mean, I don't know. I really, really hope so.
To me, it's only like looking back at fucking old photos of your kid and going, oh, you fucking, remember, look at that, you got an ice cream fucking on your head and all that. Remember that when you were 5 and you got your fucking kecks around your ankles? It's just like fucking looking back in time and going, there's a fucking tune, you know what I mean? And if we don't fucking do as many great tunes as that, then we'll fucking see. But who's going to tell us we're not going to fucking do many great tunes? I reckon we'll be rocking till the cows come home.
It's just rock and roll. It's just rock and roll. See you next year in an album.
Before we talk about the tracks on it, well, now you've seen it, right? And see yourself, know what were tracks that didn't make it, that maybe could have been on it, or tracks that you'd have on it?
I'd have Rocking Chair on it, if it's not on it, because I haven't seen it. But Rocking Chair, I'd have like you say, Don't Go Away, a couple of them. But then again, it's like you say, you know, you can't have them all on it, you know what I mean? Hopefully we'll be able to do another one.
Is the
and really fucking milk it.
retrospective 2, best of 2?
Would have liked to have found a place for Fade Away and Listen Up.
Listen Up, that's the one I'm on about.
And Let There Be Love. But apart from that, it's like he says, I sat down and wrote a list of all, and it was 30 odd tunes. And it's just, the length of the songs would have made it impossible. It'd have to be a box set. So it kind of went down and down and down and down and down, and even up until like last week it was like, well, it's just, and it didn't make for a great record anyway, to listen to it all. You know, and in the end you just got to be brutal and say, well, you know, Rocking Chair, yeah, it's a great song, but is it as good as you're kind of weighing it against other songs? Is it as good as Talk Tonight, or is it as good as, you know, Liam would say, yeah, you would say that Don't Go Away is probably better than whatever, but neither of you two are in charge.
It's not better than whatever.
Well, is whatever on there?
No.
Oh, fuck for that.